my name is Liz, and welcome to our BX Series Extended Functions video. During this video, we will cover the features when using the BX standard model with the OPX-1A control module. When using the BX series with a control module, you have extended functions, positioning capability, torque limiting capability, and an extended speed range from 3 to 3,000 RPM. Speed controllability consists of, you can use an internal potentiometer, digital speed setting, external DC voltage from 0 to 5 volts, or an external potentiometer, encoder feedback of 500 pulses per motor revolution, and I/O control capability. The main features of the BX series consist of a compact size from a 60mm frame size motor for a 30-watt motor up to 104mm frame size motor for a 200 and 400-watt size motor. We offer the motors with or without an electromagnetic brake option. The motors are available in a round shaft, a parallel shaft gearhead, or a hollow shaft flat gearhead. The speed range for the extended functions when using the OPX is from 3 to 3,000 RPM with a speed regulation of plus or minus 0.2%. You have multiple speed settings and torque control. The BX is controlled via I/O. In speed control mode, when using the OPX, you have the following speed control abilities: the internal potentiometer, a digital speed setting with the OPX-1A, external DC voltage from 0 to 5 volts, or an external potentiometer. Up to 8 speed settings are possible: 6 speed settings with the digital operator, and 1 speed setting by an internal speed potentiometer, and an additional one with the external speed method. Additionally, when using the OPX-1A, you have an extended speed range from 3 to 3,000 RPM. The standard model speed range is from 30 to 3,000. In speed control mode, you also have improved speed control accuracy. With the standard model, speed control is plus or minus 0.05% with respect to load and voltage, and plus or minus 0.5% with respect to temperature. When using the control module, you now have improved speed control accuracy of plus or minus 0.05% with respect to load, voltage, and temperature. The BX series, when using the OPX control module, also has positioning capabilities. You can store up to 6 different position data with the OPX-1A, 8 total when using a mechanical home and an electrical home offset. The resolution of the BX series is 0.72 degrees, 500 pulses per rotation. 2 out of the 6 positioning data can be set for continuous operation. A return to mechanical or electrical home operation can also be performed. The BX system also has a torque limiting mode. You can use the BX motor to provide constant tension or for press machine type applications. You can set the torque limiting value using the OPX-1A control module. Here we can see an example of the OPX-1A control module. It can display various types of screens: speed and RPM, position counter, impulses or per step of the motor, load factor and percentage, alarm codes, and alarm history. Here we have an example of the BX driver wiring diagram common to the standard model and when using the control module. Here in the I/O we have the clockwise and counterclockwise inputs for your direction control, M0, M1, and M2 inputs to select the data settings from 0 through 7, a free input, a break input, and the input common. Here we have the connection to the external speed potentiometer or external DC voltage from 0 to 5 volts. The outputs, we have the alarm output, the busy output, ASG and BSG output for your encoder output, and the output common. The driver has a regeneration circuit if needed. The BX product is available with or without an electromagnetic brake. And our input power, the AC input. We have the motor and encoder connector here. I'd now like to introduce the BX series product demo. Here on the product demo, we have a 60-watt BX series motor with its appropriate driver. Here I have a switchboard to control my I/O. At the bottom here I have the OPX-1A control module connected. I have a power supply shown here. This is mainly to power up the mechanical home sensor that's located here. Currently we're in servo lock mode, so the motor itself does have holding torque. I'm going to go ahead and grab the shaft of the motor and rotate it, and we'll see as I let go, it returns back to its original position. I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the OPX-1A control module, which is right now at position 0. I'm going to go ahead and manually turn that shaft. Once I let it go, it returns back to the 0 position. As we now know, the BX series does have a positioning capability. So I'm set it here right now in position control mode. As of right now, I'm going to go ahead and run data 0, which is going to rotate the motor counterclockwise by 25,000 pulses at a speed of 500 RPM. These are already pre-programmed data settings. So by activating the start input, it rotates the motor at 25,000 pulses at 500 RPM. I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the digital operator so that we can take a look at the value. The minus sign represents the counterclockwise direction. I'm going to go ahead and run that same data setting. So now we're going to be negative 50,000. I can use the switchboard to call up a different data setting. I'll call up data 3, activating M0 and M1. This is now going to go clockwise 2,000 pulses at a speed of 40 RPM. So I went ahead and turned M0 and M1 on. I'm going to activate the start input. And now we're going to see the position counter is now at negative 48,000 because I'm moving 2,000 pulses in the clockwise direction. I'm going to go ahead and run that same value again. Now I'm going to go ahead and call data 5, which is turning on M0 and M2. So M0 and M2 are on. I'm calling up data 5, which is in the clockwise direction. It will move 10 pulses at 2 RPM. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the start. And we can see based on the OPX control module that it's moving 10 pulses. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that. every time I activate the start input, it moves the 10 pulses. As we learned previously, the BX system also has the speed control mode ability. So I'm now going to go ahead and change the BX to the speed control mode. When doing that, you have to change it on the digital operator. CEL1 represents speed control mode. Once you set and program the digital operator, you actually have to cycle power on the unit. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the power. Once the power is completely off, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the I/O and change over to speed control mode. Go ahead and turn power back on. Zooming into the OPX, and I'm going to change, instead of displaying speed, I want to display RPM. Here it is, revolutions. On the switchboard here, I have a counterclockwise push button and a clockwise push button. When I activate those, the motor will then rotate. So here we go, counterclockwise and clockwise. So the motor accelerates and decelerates based on what is currently set in the OPX. And we can see the speed increase on the digital operator. We also know that there's various forms of speed control, so now I'm going to use the external potentiometer on the board. I'm going to activate M0. I'm going to start the pot at the very bottom. I'm going to select counterclockwise, and as I go increasing the pot, we can see the motor speed also increase. We're at about 2040 RPM in the counterclockwise direction. Go ahead and do that again in the clockwise direction. So I'm using the external potentiometer to vary speed. Now I'm going to decrease the speed. And I'm going to go ahead and call up some data settings as well. These are also pre-programmed. I'm going to turn on M1 and M2. This will run 70 RPM. And I can run data 1, which will run 30 RPM. Here's data 6 at 1,000 RPM. So by using the control module, we do have extended functions which include the torque limiting, the positioning, and the speed control mode. The BX series is an AC input type system. It's available in single phase 100 to 120, single phase 200 to 230, or three phase 200 to 230. The frame sizes available are from a 60 millimeter frame size motor for a 30 watt motor up to a 104 millimeter frame size for a 200 and 400 watt motor. My name is Liz, and I'd like to thank you for watching our BX Extended Functions video. If you have any questions or need help selecting a motor, please feel free to contact us at 1-800-GO-VEXTA or email us at techsupport@orientalmotor.com.